Hi there. Welcome back to 21 Days to Return to Self-Love. Today is the last day, and so for the last day, I want to leave you with a practice that will help you to tap into your intuition. Trust yourself. For those moments when you're not sure if you're overthinking or you're unclear about a decision, this is something that I learned through a conference, and I've made it my own. Sonia Choquette is the one who teaches this, but I've kind of combined some of her things along with some other practices. And so again, I hope that you find this helpful. We start by thinking of one thing that you want clarity on, something that you maybe are a little unsure about. And so I want you to think of that question in your head, how to move forward on something, or what you want in something, right? So, or why something is happening. Whatever, think of one thing that you could use clarity and guidance on. Once you have that in your head, I want you to, for this practice, we don't close our eyes. It's important to keep your eyes open. And you're just going to answer some questions. Okay, so once you have your question, I want you to think of your question. I'm going to give you mine as an example. So a few months ago, I did this with a coach. My question was, why am I so anxious about this work situation? I had a client for my different job who had some anger issues and just really would fly off the handle. So anytime he would call, I would be so anxious that I would miss a phone call or whatever. So I was very, very anxious about this work situation. So that's my question. Why am I so anxious about this work situation? Think of your question. Feel it in your body. Feel where you feel that tension when you think of that question. First, we're going to answer from our head, okay? So think of your question. Why am I so anxious about this work situation? What does your head say? My head says, I'm worried that someone's going to be upset with me. My head says, I'm worried about my reputation in the firm. My head says, I don't want to lose this client. My head says, I don't want to lose the income. My head says, I don't want to upset anyone. Okay, so we keep doing this. My head says, now you answer. Think of your question. My head says, and answer the first thing that comes to mind. My head says, my head says, my head says. It's okay to repeat them. Keep answering. When you feel like you've worked it all out in your head, I want you to stop. Take a deep breath. Feel where you feel the tension in your body. And look and identify 3 things in the room. This helps us stay present. I can see a light. I can see a candle. I can see a plant. Identify 3 things in your room and say what you see out loud. Now I want you to ask your question again. And instead of going to our head this time, we're going to our gut. Our intuition is in our gut. You could also say heart. Okay? You could say heart or gut. So think of your question. Say it aloud again. Why am I so anxious about this job situation? My gut says, I'm a people pleaser. My gut says, I'm worried about finances. My gut says, This relationship reminds me of one with my father. You can feel it in your body when you get it. When you get to the point where your gut is answering, your intuition is answering, it feels different in your body. So if you notice the difference between when your head is answering and you're trying to find the answer versus when you're just trusting your intuition, let those words out and feel the difference of how it feels in your body. Again, this is a practice that I revisit, and it's great to do with a partner, someone who knows you well, someone who can hold you accountable. Because sometimes when we get to that, my gut says, we really do go head. And so to prevent yourself from going head, or to check yourself, when we do it with a partner can say, that sounds like head. Is that really your intuition speaking? So you get to that point. But the key here is you can feel the difference in your body. When you're answering from your head, when you're trying to figure it out, when you're overthinking or thinking about the answer, it feels very different in your body than your gut, than your intuition, heart or gut, right? When you need little check-ins, when you kind of get lost, stop and identify 3 things in the room again. Take a deep breath and ask the question again out loud. Then go back. My gut says. Trust that and continue doing this. Again, notice the difference in your body. The answer and the key here is to not overthink it, to really trust your intuition, to allow that inner voice to speak to you, to guide you. This can provide some clarity, and for me, it really helps me to recognize why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling and then adjust. This is just This is just a little sample of that exercise that I do with clients, I do for myself, but I hope that you get the gist of it, and it's something that you can use yourself when you have those moments where you just kind of need some clarity. I hope this is helpful for you. Thank you so much for joining me for these 21 days. This itself is an act of self-love for me because it brings clarity. So the reason why I wanted to end the 21 days of self-love with this practice is because it has been so helpful to me. When we can help ourselves get out of our head and really learn to trust ourselves, it is a huge act of love for ourselves. When you can learn to trust yourself, to trust your intuition, to trust your gut, we get that much closer to loving ourselves. Thank you again for joining me for these 21 days to return to self-love. I hope that over the last 21 days, you've gotten some new practices that will help you, some tools that will help you on your journey, and kind of gotten a taste of what it's like to work with me or other coaches. If you're interested in doing this again, it's simple. Just go back to the website and sign up again, and you'll continue to get the same 21 days over again. If you're interested in working with me, just go to my website. You can click on the free consultation to see if we would be a good fit. Thank you again for being here. I'm so grateful that you made it through the 21 days. I hope again that this helped you to form a habit and has given you tools. We have so many tools now in our toolbox for loving ourselves. From the first couple of days when we learned how to love ourselves, to the meditations, and to today, even trusting ourselves. So I hope that these tools are useful to you, and I really appreciate you joining me. If you would like to give me feedback about what worked for you and what you liked, I would love, just send me a text, reply to the text or an email telling me what worked for you or even what didn't. I'd love your feedback. Thanks again. Have a great day.